They smell amazing, don't they, Bella? My audience here thinks they smell great. Oh, Bella. What's up, guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and we're out on the patio going to be doing a little cooking today. And let me explain to you what we're going to do. I'm going to try something new I've never done before, but I've heard it's amazing. So a while back I started posting a few videos showing you guys how we take a full sausage log, like breakfast sausage, like a whole package, leave it in the log, and throw it on our barrel house smoker and smoke that. And that smoked breakfast sausage is amazing. Well, the other day I was actually working, and I went to the feed store, and when I got out of the car, one of my subscribers recognized me and said, "Hey, what's up?" And so we stood there and talked for a while, and he gave me an idea on a way to cook hamburger meat, because I guess he had seen my sausage video, and he told me he'd been doing basically the same thing with deer hamburger meat for a long time. So he started throwing it on the smoker and smoking the whole package, well, taking the plastic off obviously, but then use that hamburger meat in any other recipe after it's been on the smoker for a couple hours, and they love it. So I'm gonna give it a try today. So here's what I've got. I decided we're gonna try two different things. So we've got some deer hamburger meat in the freezer, a 2-pound stick, frozen solid, and a 1-pound package of goat hamburger meat. And we're just gonna throw these on the grill frozen. He said he goes straight from the freezer, takes it out of the wrapper, throws some seasoning on it. But the trick is to cook it over indirect heat. So what I'm gonna do is turn on the burners on one side and put the meat on the other side and let it cook for about 2 hours. And I think he uses his smoker to do this and he's got an offset smoker and puts it off to the side. But what I'm gonna do instead, I've got this little, it's called a Tiz smoker tube, I believe. This uses pellets. So you use smoker pellets, fill it up, light it up, and it allows you to use a regular propane gas grill like a smoker. So we're basically gonna smoke these low and slow for about 2 hours. And then we'll try the hamburger meat and see how it tastes. According to him, he said they use it in all kinds of normal recipes, just like spaghetti or whatever they would use hamburger meat for, but it kind of changes the flavor of the deer to something they really, really like. So let's give it a shot. So there's the goat hamburger meat. So you can tell the difference in the goat and the deer meat for sure. So I'm gonna season these up with some Everglades seasoning. Houston bought me this for Christmas. One of his favorite YouTubers, Robert Arrington from Deer Meat for Dinner, uses Everglades seasoning on pretty much everything. So we're just gonna season it up with some Everglades. Since we are cooking deer meat, we might as well go with what Deer Meat for Dinner does, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up my little smoker tube with wood pellets. Use pellets, you can use any flavor pellets that you prefer. This is pellets just like would go in a pellet grill. So they're just little wood pellets. I've used this thing on my gas grill quite a bit. It puts off a fair amount of smoke. If you're gonna smoke for a couple hours, you're gonna have to refill your smoker tube, maybe once along the way, but it does give a good smoky flavor. If you don't want to fire up a big smoker, this thing works great. Oh, and I bought this on Amazon a couple of years ago. So if you're interested, I'll try to find a link to this and leave it in the description box down below. They're fairly inexpensive, but literally it's just a little metal cage that holds your wood pellets. You could probably find something else similar that would work if you don't want to go on Amazon and buy one. I don't know if you can see it, but man, we're smoking now. That little thing puts out quite a bit of smoke. When you're smoking meat, it doesn't, a lot of people get their smoker going and it's got a big old white pipe or a black pipe that's just blowing a huge cloud of white smoke out. That's not what you need when you're smoking. You just need a little smoke to flavor the meat. If you put too much smoke to a meat, you're just gonna be eating smoke. Anyways, got our smoke tube going, so let's throw our hamburger meat on here. Remember, we're gonna do it on indirect heat. This side of the grill is not on, so it's not near as hot. The deer meat's the big one, the goat meat's the small one. it's 11:54. We're gonna let that cook for about 2 hours, and we'll give it a taste test when it's done. Supposedly this is the best way to cook deer meat, hamburger meat. We're gonna see what it does with the deer meat and the goat meat, because you guys know I love cooking those goats. They taste fabulous. I am blown away by the taste of that goat meat. Anyways, see you in 2 hours.
2 hours later.
All right, it's 2 o'clock. Our 2 hamburger rolls, I guess you would say, have been on the grill for 2 hours, almost on the dot. Obviously our smoke has died out and burned out. These things, they're interesting. Okay, so I did come out and turn them over one time. The goat meat, you can tell, is much more lean. The deer meat that we cooked here was some that I had processed at a local processor. Didn't do this deer ourselves, and I had some beef fat added to it. So the deer meat, like, it leaked out a little bit more juice than the goat, but they look really good. I'm excited to cut into these, so let's take a look real quick. See if they'll stay together when I pull them off. Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Kind of warm. How about that? Oh my goodness, these things smell so good. So good. That's what my wife. Hopefully we So we'll get her out here and let her do a little taste test in a minute, and hopefully we get that so good. So good. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and cut into these and give them a little taste test. Now, as I said earlier, these aren't intended to be just a standalone meal per se. This is just hamburger meat. We're going to grind this up or break it apart and use it in other meals. Now, like when I cook a whole sausage roll, that is a meal in itself. But let's see how these turned out. So this first one is the deer meat. It looks like it's cooked all the way through for sure. Cut into the goat, trim a piece off of that. Oh, the goat meat looks more juicy. The deer meat looks a little more dried out, but they both, I'm telling you what, they smell amazing, don't they, Bella? My audience here thinks they smell great. Oh, Bella. What do you think, Bear? You want to bite too? So I'm going to be a little bit selfish. I'm going to try these before my wife gets out here. This one on my left, I guess your right, is the goat meat, and then this one, Bella. Life with dogs. Anyways, as I was saying, the one on my left or your right is the goat meat, and then this one is the deer meat. So I'm gonna try the deer meat first. That's pretty good. It's definitely a little bit dry. Bear, you get back. Get back. All right, this is the one I'm excited to try, the goat meat. Man, now that's delicious. I think adding that Everglades seasoning on the outside actually kind of gives it a little bit of a pork breakfast sausage flavor. A little bit more than it did the deer meat. That deer meat's good, but I can see where you would need to chop it up and use it in another recipe. This right here, this goat meat, that's phenomenal. That's good stuff, man. I don't know why I never thought to try this before. We've done it with the sausage. Bear, you better stay away from my food. We've done it with the pork sausage for a long time, but I'd never thought about cooking a frozen whole stick of hamburger meat like that. But guys, this didn't thaw out at all. It went from the freezer straight onto the grill, which we cooked it at a slow temperature, nice and low and slow for 2 hours. But I can't wait to grind that up, to break that apart and use it in another recipe. It's gonna be amazing. Now, I'm gonna go get my wife and see if I can talk her into tasting these and get her true opinion. I may have to get a little bit of ketchup because she's a ketchup kind of girl. So let's see what she says.
So I'm not gonna like it, basically, is what you're saying.
You hear that? She said, so I'm not gonna like it. She hasn't even tried it yet.
Watch it.
I will stab you. She walks out here, so I'm not gonna like it, right? I brought her some magic fairy dust because, all right, you don't need ketchup for this. You need to come up here where people can see it though.
Watch it.
So, we're gonna let you try the goat hamburger meat first. Now keep in mind, this is not breakfast sausage. This is just hamburger meat, okay? I will stab you if I have to.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna go with so good. I could eat it. I could eat it.
I could eat it. Now, just remember, this isn't something that's a standalone, like the meat of the meal. Like, this is like to grind up and put in tacos.
I could definitely do that.
Yeah, see? It's pretty
I wouldn't
good, huh?
just eat it like this, probably.
All right, so here comes, she's not a fan of deer meat usually.
I'm not. I'm scared. Yeah, I don't like deer usually.
So the deer meat's a little bit more dry.
Whoa.
I whacked her with a knife and she thought she got stabbed. The deer meat's a little bit more dry than the goat meat, but it doesn't smell like deer meat to me.
So should I put ketchup
Do you want
on
a little
it?
bit of ketchup on it?
Probably.
Because I think you want a little bit of ketchup.
I do.
It's a little bit more dry than the goat, so.
Okay.
All right, you tell me what you think. Something that you could add into like taco soup or chili or something. What do you think?
Yes. I could do that. It's a little bit gamier.
It's a little bit more gamey than the goat because it's deer. It
it's
tastes
deer.
like deer. When she says gamey, she says it tastes like deer.
But this isn't as bad as I thought. It's
So
really not.
typically, like if I just lay out hamburger meat from deer, when I cook it, she's like, nope, not for me. But supposedly the theory is smoking it like this kind of takes away from some of the gamey smell. I mean, the deer smell. When I say gamey, I just mean deer. It smells like deer. It smells like deer meat. It's not beef.
I don't
it's
do
deer.
that smell though. I don't like that smell, like when it's cooking. So
All right. So is this something that you think we could use the pre-cooked hamburger meat in other recipes now?
yes.
Absolutely. That's our goal. That's what we're shooting for here. It's not a sausage log like, I don't know what you call it, like armadillo eggs or whatever people call those, where you just smoke the whole stick of sausage. That is really good. But this stuff, I like it. I think the goat's really good,
There you go.
personally.
I like the
the
goat
goat's
better.
much better.
Yeah, the goat is much better.
Yeah.
It is. It's a win for you today.
Goat is good. Goat is good.
Goat is good.
So we don't get a so good today?
No.
Man.
Not so good.
All right, fine.
No.
Well, guys, there you have it. I'm super impressed. I'm kind of blown away by how good that actually turned out. I was a little bit skeptical of throwing a whole... Bella, are you hungry? Huh? I was a little bit skeptical about throwing a whole frozen stick of hamburger meat on there and smoking it like that. But hey, it turned out really, really good. And I think we'll probably use that meat and break it apart and make some tacos or some kind of soup, or like I said, spaghetti, anything you would use hamburger meat in. I really think cooking it like that helps take away some of the gamey flavor of the deer. So if you have deer meat in the freezer and your family's not real big on the gamey flavor of deer that it has, cook it like that and then throw it in a regular recipe. I think you'll be impressed. Like I said, we haven't cooked it past this stage. We haven't used it in any other recipes past this stage. This is our first time trying this. But I think so far the flavor of it's amazing. That goat, I'm telling you what, guys, I know I've been preaching this a lot on my channel. If you've been a subscriber of ours for very long, you know we've been eating the fresh goat meat that we had butchered from our own herd, and that stuff is unbelievably amazing. I love the taste of it. There's just something about harvesting your own meat, putting it in your freezer, and feeding your family that just, that satisfaction and the flavor. You can't find that flavor anywhere else. But anyways, that's all I've got for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Something totally different kind of recipe, different way of cooking an old staple of hamburger meat. And guys, don't think you have to have deer or goat in the freezer to do this. Try it with a frozen block of hamburger meat from beef. Whatever you got, try it. Just something a little bit different, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.